'Cause I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Across the deserts bare, man. I've breathed the mountain air, man. I've traveled, I've had my share, man. I've been everywhere. Been to Tullamore, Seymour, Lullaby, Nambour, Roochdore, Kilmore, Rillabar, Bourville, Emmaville, Connemara, Strathron, Prosper, Nallagalla, Gingin, Nilliquin, Muckilla, Westmiller,
a place called Kai in South Australia. Is that where we're going?
I've been everywhere, man.
It is 13 minutes to 11 o'clock on a Saturday morning. It's regional roundup time, and it's a great pleasure to introduce regular listener, I'm told, but far more important than that, a ripping bloke from Kyabram. His name's Warren Davies. He is the unbreakable farmer, but today he is a resident of Kyabram. G'day, Warren.
Good morning, fellas. How are you?
Good morning, Warren. Lovely to hear your voice again. We have heard it lots on this station.
But not enough. Please don't take that as we've had enough.
No, haven't had enough. But you are a genuine friend of the show and other shows on this station, and you've actually been sitting in this exact chair that I'm in, and I look forward to you visiting Geelong again for another chat. But delightful to hear from you, mate. But today, different story. Let's just talk about home, your community. Well, first of all, where the hell is Kyabram, and why would you want to go there?
Everyone knows where Kyabram is. It doesn't matter where I go in Australia, everyone seems to know where Kyabram is. But
but to be fair, Rob didn't know who Graham Gouldman was, so he's unlikely to know where Kyabram is.
Who's Graham Gouldman, says Warren. Thanks, mate. I needed that little bit of support.
Kyabram's about 200 k's north of Melbourne, in the Goulburn Valley, and kind of nestled in between Shepparton and Echuca kind of area. It was, still is renowned for, but probably less so these days as a dairy and fruit growing area. And it's been home for me for since I was about 15 years old. So it's a great place.
And there is not a living human that's ever lived in Kyabram who doesn't refer to the town as Kai.
That's it, mate. I think that's just a country thing. We like to have, short names.
Well, Shepster's down the road, but no one ever talks about the town on the other side of the river called Moo, or the one just up the road from you as Etch.
And there's Strathy.
That just popped into my head. Yeah, there's no short one for Echuca.
No.
Now, Warren, I regularly visited Strathmerton in the late 80s, early 90s when a friend of mine moved up there, and it was very much a highly productive agricultural centre through that neck of the woods. And recently, after going to the Henty field days in New South Wales, came down and then drove across that area, and it's completely different. It has changed. You made mention already of the different aspect, but how has it changed the community?
Look, I think dairy farming and fruit growing still in the area, but it's not as predominant as it was 20 years ago, 30 years ago. There's been a bit of reform with water policy, which has changed things. And even our town today, like if I walk around the edge of our town, and there's probably, I reckon, 7 housing developments at the moment on farms that used to be on the edges of our town. So the town's changing, and people move to the town for different reasons now, and travel to like the likes of Echuca or Shepparton for work, and base themselves in Kyabram because it's just a great place to live.
Yeah, well, it is, and all those Murray towns are quite spectacular. The Murray itself creates a wonderful joy to be around, and now, of course, with the way society is and this working from home phenomenon, people who are based in Melbourne could justify maybe spending 3 days in the beautiful area of Kyabram and 2 in Melbourne, and their boss is happy, they're happy, more importantly, their family's happy. And I guess that's the best part of it, because you've lived and breathed that extraordinary experience as a teenager to be in this just an amazing part of the world up there along the Murray.
No, it's like we're very lucky. Like from my front door, we're about 20 minutes from the Goulburn River, and about 25, 30 minutes from the Murray. Depending on where you go. We're 2.5 hours from Melbourne. We can be in Geelong, sitting at the beach in 3.5 hours. It's a pretty good place, and the mountains aren't far away either. So we're in a pretty good spot here, as in central, to a lot of great things. But in our town we've got some great things as well that we can do, like the fauna park and places like that. But it's definitely the town has changed a lot over the last 20 or 30 years, and there's more people living here. Obviously, there's about 7,000 people live in Kai now, so it's quite a big town, and it's not the same where you used to walk down the street and know everybody that you walk past down the street. Now it's there's a few different people that you mightn't have seen before. So it's always evolving.
So is it young folk moving there with their families, or are it old folk who are retiring?
Look, a bit of everything, I think. It's like during COVID, I think there was a lot of people move out of Melbourne, to break out of the ring of steel, if you like.
Ring of marshmallow in our part of the world.
Move to the country, and that's and that for different reasons. But now there's a lot of younger people moving here because I think it's a little bit more affordable than trying to buy something in the suburbs in Melbourne, and it's a great lifestyle, great weather. It's a balmy 13 sunny degrees outside at the moment, so it's quite nice. It's going to be a ripping day for footy and that up here, and and I think that sense of community is the important thing. That in Kyabram, it's a community. It's even though I say you don't know everybody, at least you say good day to everyone when you walk down the street.
And there's one or two reasonably famous footballers that have come out of Kyabram. One that comes to mind, Captain Melbourne.
He did indeed.
We've one of the things with Kyabram, we're pretty well versed with celebrities, if you like. But so Gary Lyon is a Kyabramite, and blokes like Dick Clay and Brett Deledio, also prominent AFL footballers. But we've got a connection with Geelong from Kyabram, and so Julia Crockett-Grills, she plays AFLW for Geelong.
She certainly does.
So she's a Kyabram girl. So
there you go.
We're pretty lucky, and we've had Test cricketers like Jimmy Higgs and Matthew Elliott, opening batsman for Australia, one of my mates. So we're pretty well versed with sportsmen in Australia, and obviously playing in the AFL at the moment. We've got Nick Holman, who plays up in for the Gold Coast Suns. So
spends a lot of his time scragging the back of the jumper of one of the Ashcroft boys, just saying. Before we let you go, Warren, you do some extraordinarily important work in your guise as the Unbreakable Farmer. Just give us a minute on that and how people can get in touch to talk to you more about that.
Oh, look, mate, thanks for that opportunity. That's what I do. I'm a mental health advocate and speaker, and that kind of stems from my own story, but I get to travel around Australia now, and sometimes that makes you realise how lucky you are to live in Kyabram. But there's some wonderful places around Australia, and I get to talk to them. And if anyone wanted to reach out and say good day, my website's www.theunbreakablefarmer.com.au. Always up for a chat, and just love what I do. I'm very privileged to do what I do, travelling around Australia and sharing my story. So, and lucky to have guys like yourselves that support that message for me. So I'm really appreciative of that as well.
No, we take it as a great privilege to have you amongst our friends of the show. And I know it's a slightly different hat to wear this week, but I thought, why not? We need to know about Kai.
Oh, look, it's a hidden gem in Victoria. Everyone should come to Kai, even to come, and it's very interesting because the fauna park has been taken over by Zoos Victoria. So our fauna park's been here for a long time, but it's now getting a little bit more investment in it, and it was interesting during the school holidays to see the car park overflowing with people that had travelled to come and have a look at the fauna park. So if you're ever in Kai, come and have a look at the fauna park, but also get down the main street and support the local businesses, and there's plenty of coffee shops. And one of the things we're renowned for, I think, is coffee shops and hairdressers. I think we've probably got more of them than any other town in Australia. So.
And do you want to just let us know which hairdresser you use, Warren?
Yeah,
so, we've met. We know.
Blow.
Rob uses the same one though.
Warren, I finally found it. That was the day I met the aforementioned Gary Lyon, the famous Kyabram man. I've also had the privilege of meeting Gary. of Matthew Elliott and Jimmy Higgs in the cricket world. So Kyabram's been a bit of a magnet for me, all these people.
I faced Jimmy Higgs in a cricket match.
Did you?
Yeah, he played for the Mont Albert Vets, but we're going down that path. Warren, we better let you go because we've got a really important show coming up after us. Thanks for your time.
Good on you, mate. All the best. I'll be in touch, Warren. Good luck.
Yeah, enjoy the rest of your day, fellas, and let's enjoy the sunshine.
Cheers, mate.
Good on you.
All the best.
Talk soon.